Are they in the chat room?
Yes.
Yeah, because usually I see them. Can I see them?
They should, it's set up so when the speaker's talking, they'll come on the screen.
Oh.
I'm not sure if it's
Okay, so I
your
think when you
default
speak- Yeah.
Oh,
on your
they come-
computer, but that's how
Okay.
it's set up right now. So
Okay. All right, hi, everybody. I'd like to call Thursday, March 10th, 2022 board meeting to order. Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Supervisor Conrad,
Here,
I'm here. Trustee Bowman. Here. Trustee Sykes.
Joel?
Trustee Sykes.
I have to see if I know if they're there because I'm not seeing anybody. So
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to know.
You for DK.
here,
And
it'll say waiting, I don't think he's waiting. Oh,
Okay, in the meantime, let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. Make sure we're all-
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Joel, we're assuming you're here. Oh, there he is. I see a name.
yeah, he's
That's
there.
good.
Hey, Joe,
There he
Hi,
is.
Joel.
there he is.
are you
And then-
here, Joe?
I'm here.
And Penny is here also. We call him-
Hi, Penny.
Okay. Seeing no one in the audience except department heads, we'll move on from
Yeah.
public comments to approval of board meeting minutes of February 10th, 2022. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay, second is yours. I just want to sure. All right, any questions? Changes? Hearing none. Lucy, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Wilhite. Yes. Trustee for DK.
Yes.
Trustee Sykes.
Yes.
Okay, next, approval of special board meeting minutes of February 9th, 16th, 19th, 23rd, 25th, and March 2nd. And I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions, any changes? Okay, hearing none, can we have a roll?
Trustee Wilhite. Yes. Trustee for DK.
Yes.
Trustee Sykes.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Abstain. I wasn't at all the meetings.
We were only, oh yeah, those are special board, yes. Okay. You got everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear us okay over there?
Supervisor Conrad.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, okay. All right, next, can I have a motion to accept the committee meeting minutes of the Committee of the Whole from February 23rd, the Community Centers Committee meeting from February 4th, Communication, February 22nd, Health and Wellness, February 9th, Park Committee, January 25th, I'm sorry, and January 25th.
Motion.
Yes.
Okay, doctor.
Any corrections, questions? Okay, hearing none. Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Wilhite. Supervisor Conrad.
Yes?
And Trustee Sykes.
Yes.
No, you for DK.
Yes.
Okay, next.
And it gets Sykes, so. Joel.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, next, approval of the board audit from February 8th, 2022 to March 7th, 2022. Lucy, will you call the board audit? Please?
Okay. Total general town fund, 32,480 cents. Total general assistance, 3,325 and no cents. Total general road fund, 9,453 and 19 cents. Total permanent road, 34,636 cents. Total park maintenance, 2,235 cents. Total cemetery maintenance, 1,275. Total payroll, 153,122.57 cents. Okay, what did I miss?
$152, $123.57.
That's written here.
Okay, that's all right.
I'm looking at the bottom one. Okay, total of all funds, 236,529.59 cents.
We have a motion to read the board audit as read by Clerk County.
Motion.
Any questions on the audit? Okay, hearing none, Lucy, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Williams, trustee Fortica,
Yes.
trustee Sykes,
Yes.
supervisor Conrad.
Yes. Next is monthly updates from elected officials and department heads. First off, congratulations to the library for again being ranked in the top 1% of public libraries in the nation. In honor of this recognition, they are having a My Funnel Cake food truck at the library this next Thursday, March 17th, which is also St. Patty's Day, from 3:30 to 5:30, and they're serving free funnel cakes, deep fried Oreos, or hot chocolate until they run out. So while supplies last.
This is celebrating what?
The library ranking in the top 1% in the nation.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. It's a great library. So
Yeah, we do.
congratulations to them, and be sure to get in line for that funnel cake at 3:15 because the high school gets out at 3:30 and they'll be first in line.
Yeah.
Okay, also, for any of you who don't realize this, the Algram Funeral Home in Palatine has a mini golf course in their basement.
Yeah.
And so if you'd like to check it out, the Ela Peace Project is having a fundraiser there on March 31st from 1 to 4 p.m. And besides being able to play mini golf, there is a pinball machines, video games, pool, and shuffleboard. So you can go by there during that spring break, by the way, I think.
In the basement of a funeral.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's always been.
it's been there for a while.
It's been there
You
for,
gotta know about that, you have an area.
Anyway, if you've never been there, you want to check it out and support the Peace Pole fundraiser and go play some video games.
check it out before we're laid out, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
I mean, that's.
And last but not least, the cemetery board met this afternoon at 4 o'clock. And I'm happy to say that Jeff Thompson has joined us again on the cemetery board. So thrilled to have him back.
Is that your person? Oh,
Jeff always goes out of his way to do something special at the cemetery on his own time and help out in any way as possible. So I'm really glad to have him back. So,
He also listed everything. He did all
yeah, the mapping, he helped with the mapping and everything. So,
the, so the full board again.
yes, so I'm excited to have Jeff back. So he got a lot of arm twisting, I guess, from his mom, which helped a little bit, but that's okay. That's all I have. So we'll move on. Chelsea, do you have anything to report on?
I'll deflect, so when the department head Susan gives her update.
Okay, Clerk Crowdy?
Yeah. Due to the pandemic, we are sadly, we're really behind on approving executive minutes. So I will have them ready and sometime before our next meeting next month. Maybe you could stop in and just read through them and just sign them or something so that we can get them
Officially.
put to bed.
Okay.
I'll notify all of you when they're,
Thank you.
yeah, they're printed, they're all ready to go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Trustee Bowman?
Nothing in reference to parks. The minutes are there from the last meeting, are next meeting is next Tuesday,
Mhm.
8:30.
What's that date? Tuesday.
The 15th,
Full agenda,
yes.
a lot of items to go.
Lori?
8:30?
I attended Dan McKenzie's open house the other last week, so that was nice. Great office, nice and close. And Sarah will give you a report on health and wellness. Our next meeting is next Friday, March 18th at 10 a.m.
Any questions so far, anybody? Trustee Sykes, any report?
Just, we rescheduled the highway committee meeting to next Friday morning. It's at 8:30. But that's it.
We're having that one here, right? Okay, good.
For what?
For the highway meeting, it's
Okay.
next Friday also, but at 8:30. And then we'll have health and wellness at 10.
Did I ever say congratulations, Joe?
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Assessor Hare, any report?
Just that we're still working on our 22 values and waiting for field work to be completed, which it's getting close to being all touched so far, so that there won't be backed up files.
Okay, what did you say, Penny?
Penny, can you repeat that? Because nobody could hear you. I'm sorry.
Everyone in the office is working hard to get the 22 information entered into the computer so that we can have our numbers finalized on time to send to the county in the summer.
They're due in June, correct?
Yes.
Any questions? Ben? Okay. All right. Highway Superintendent Mike DePaul, please. Is there a microphone on the? Oh, he's there.
Mhm.
That's fine. I thought there was one over there.
There's.
Okay.
The first thing I'd like to talk about is the Lakeside Drainage Project. The homeowner is unwilling to grant us an easement for this project. He stated that he came to the township 25 years ago with this drainage issue and was told by the township, or he was told that the township could do nothing about it to help him. So he is reluctant to give us a hand at the moment. After getting that response, he himself did what he could do to rectify the situation back then, and he does not want us to disturb any of the work that he did to it. So as of now, the project is on hold and we are going to use the funds elsewhere. We've been having some problems with our truck radios.
Just one question. Okay. So we have all this documented with him, so everybody's on the same page that he won't come back a few years later and say that again, the township did it. So all this communication of we're gonna help, we don't want your help, you can't, that's all in writing.
We have nothing in writing, no. It was,
This is verbiage, just hearsay that he said to us? or-
yes,
Okay,
yes.
We need to have that in writing somehow. I know sometimes if he doesn't want to write to us, we need to write back to him.
Okay.
Saying, per your conversation with us, or my understanding is that you don't want us to help, and we're just confirming that, and if you don't have any issues with that, or if that's not the case, please get back to us. Needs to be in writing,
Sure.
just so in the future, they can't come back and say, well, there they go again.
Where is this at?
Lakeside.
Lakeside.
Forest Lake.
It
Yes,
said
in Forest Lake.
25 years ago.
That's what he says.
I don't recall
Just before me.
it. Yeah, not before me, unbelievable, but, because things were never refused, but we'll go along with them.
Just so we get it right.
He's got his own money supposedly fixing up the whole area. He doesn't want his trees. He's worried his trees will get.
We'd have to bore down alongside of his property. He said that he planted those trees quite a while ago and they've got some special meaning to them. And if we bored through there, they would disrupt the roots and cause damage to the trees.
Just, if you need help drafting a letter, maybe somebody,
Oh, we can do it.
we could just, just so we have it, give it to him,
To sign
or
off.
mail it to him and just, so it's in
Absolutely.
writing.
Okay.
Thank you.
We've been having trouble with our truck radios, not working properly. On March 1st, we had SAE Customs come out to look at the radios. And at this time, we're not gonna be able to get it done before the end of the budget year. He has to uninstall all the radios, take them back for programming, reprogramming, and then bring them back. And he suggested our antennas are not in good spots on the truck. He suggested drilling a hole through the cab on the top and mounting them that way. And we're not big fans of putting a hole through the top of the truck. So after we get them reprogrammed, we'll see if we can reattach the antennas to a different spot and see if we can
Is
get
it
better
engine
reception.
static? Is that what it is?
No, it's just the radios. Some of them get deprogrammed after a while, from what he said. So we'll see. We don't want to take all the radios out of the trucks now at one time while we're using them for snow and ice. So we'll wait and see once spring arrives and we're not using them as often.
And there are multiple channels, and switching multiple channels doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Our road salt on February 23rd, 24th, we took delivery of 120 tons of salt. After receiving this order, we have completed receiving our minimum requirement of 80% or 720 tons out of the 900 tons that we ordered. We are committed to take 80% of our order every year. We also joined Lake County for next year's salt bid, and we have submitted our bid order total for another 900 tons for next snow season.
And are we locked in on rates going forward for the next couple of years, or with that process?
As of right now, we just put in our amount that we want, and then it goes out for bid through the county.
Okay.
And then after it goes out for bid, the county sends us confirmation back of who the lowest bidder is.
Right.
And then we'll find out what our price is then. Any other questions?
I have one.
Just me.
I noticed that all the labor work for this last month, I guess, other than the snowplow is really down. Is that normal in this time of year because of workload, or is it just because you guys are so busy with snowplowing that you just put off jobs until later?
We don't put off jobs. If we get a call from them, we will go out. It's just the slow time. We trying to solicitate business from them, letting them know they've got potholes. We'd like to go out and fill your potholes. We get a little bit here and there, but otherwise, if we don't get a tree down or signs down, it's kind of slim pickings at this time of year.
Okay, I couldn't remember what it was like last year, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, that's all I have. Anybody else?
Just the. No, yeah, I'll talk to you later about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so Health and Wellness received 11 referrals in February. We currently have 37 open cases and conducted 99 sessions through the month. Right now, when I wrote this, we did not have a wait list. Unfortunately, now we do have a wait list. We have a wait list of 6. Once I return, I am currently this week doing a training with the DuPage County Sheriff's Department for peer support with the Lake Zurich Police Department. So once I get back on Monday, I will put those out to the appropriate clinicians. So hopefully our wait list will be gone again. We have seen a drop in senior citizen cases. I'm not really sure why that is. We just haven't really been getting a lot of calls about them, but we have seen a big increase in adolescents with suicidal ideations, depression. A few had to be sent right to a hospital. So we've had a real, I think the effects of COVID are really we're starting to see a lot of it in the children. So we've also seen a lot of increase in adult cases, especially complex cases from the fire and police department. Those include domestic violence, assault, hoarding, some psychosis, just really tricky ones that if we can't get everybody on board, it's going to be really challenging to keep going with them. We did turn in 3 emergency assistance cases. I think they were all approved, so that's good.
The Lending Closet helped out 33 families with medical equipment. Charity Knit will start hybrid groups in March, with their first in-person group being on March 7th at 7 o'clock in the boardroom. We also started an in-person grief group on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, and that has been going very well. So that is good.
A lot.
Hmm?
A lot in a group.
Yeah, because it kind of ebbs and flows a little bit, even with, there's just been 2 and it's already been a little like up and down.
For the first week, I think they really were expecting more and some people just didn't show up. I think they told me, because I was happened to be here when they were coming in, so.
Yeah, a few that have called and were calling and calling and calling just didn't show. So we kind of did a little extra like legwork with them to kind of find out what happened. You know, did it turn out that sometimes what happens is once, you know, you get it set in stone and then they're like, actually, I'm not ready to process my grief. So we're kind of wondering, is that kind of what happened?
So we've reached out to them though.
We have,
Okay,
we have.
on the radar.
Yeah, we have them on the radar. And then when I also wrote this, health and wellness was fully staffed. We are fully staffed. However, Emily, our administrative coordinator, who does Monday, Wednesday, Friday, is pregnant and will be going out at the end of the month to have her first child. So that's exciting. So we will be talking about that next Friday at the meeting on how to fill that temporarily. There were a lot of community events that happened that I attended. I met with Ela Coalition at COI, and during the COI meeting, we have decided to postpone the Summer Olympics until next year. A lot of the youth programs from different townships have shut down for COVID and just did not start back up. They're also a little concerned with, you know, are we going to continue going with the way we are with decreasing cases? So it was a decision by the board to postpone it until next year. I also met with Lake Zurich Police Department, Lake Zurich Fire Department, Gateway Foundation, and a Bridge Back. Gateway Foundation and a Bridge Back are both substance abuse places. They both have their ups and downs, but I think they both are worth our time to investigate and you know, maybe come up with some kind of you know, working relationship with them, where when we get some substance abuse cases, they can go there.
Where do you send them now?
Don't have anywhere now.
Oh, we don't have anywhere now. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so those are both good. A bridge back is good because they will take anybody no matter what. It doesn't matter what kind of insurance. It was started by someone in recovery. And so they are like, it doesn't matter, we will find funding, we're going to take them. Yeah. I also attended a police suicide awareness and prevention seminar with the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation and Lake Zurich Police Department. And then in here, I also have the peer support training that I am currently doing. And then in May, I think it's May 6th, I will be attending the GATI seminar for emergency assistance and general assistance to get a little bit more education on that.
Great.
Yep.
Anybody?
With our new software, how's our statistical reporting?
I can get you, it just kind of depends what kind of statistics you want. So if you want to, we can.
And trends of the different categories of treatments that we're doing and who we're, and not names, but the type of things that we're doing, so we can see if there's a trend in certain areas that, you know, eventually maybe we might have to staff for, if this is the trend of whatever. So by having the statistical reports that the software supposedly will do, put the data in, that we can kind of get a trend idea of, you know, forecasting for the future.
I think I get what you are asking for, and I think I can do that. Yeah.
We've only had it going, what, for 3 full months right now?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I was gonna wait until Sarah got back to talk, I talked to her about that.
Not everybody's trained up yet. It's, you know,
They're working on it. A lot of the clinicians are all using it. They're all using it. So that's the most important. They're the ones entering the data. We're starting to gather the data.
Long term, it gives us an idea of where maybe in the future we need to change and add resources or staffing. Just, you know.
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing with community psychology that we are doing, and since it is at no cost, is you usually see the people with really chronic issues that are complex because they haven't been going anywhere because they haven't had the access to it. And that's like the, you know, the biggest headache that we get is just like, oh, if you would have come in like 3 years ago, we could have been able to, so,
I
but
mean,
yes,
even areas that, Lake Zurich or Kildare Police Department or whatever is throwing more at you on your plate with different,
Mhm. Oh,
issues
like
that-
referral source, yep.
just, that type of, so,
Mhm.
you know.
I think that's what she's trying to do with reaching out to Gateway and a Bridgeback. That's part of what-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely, but I think I know what you're talking about, and I think I can get you those statistics.
Just so we can stay ahead of the curve for resources for your department to be effective
Yeah.
and help the community. If the indicators aren't there, then maybe we change it a little while.
Okay.
So, yeah. We're keeping plans. Shut up.
Thank you. Okay.
Great job on reaching out and finding those organizations
Oh.
too to refer, so thank you for your work on that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next.
So on the youth end of things, registrations are going really well for spring break camp and for summer camp. And Joe has been doing a great job of recruiting staff, especially for summer camp. So we are very happy about that.
Awesome.
Also, because of COVID restrictions being lifted, we have a ton of NHS volunteers. In fact, we have 3 every day going all through May.
More than
Um,
that.
because all of a sudden, these peeps have to have their volunteer hours, and there's a lot of them.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm trying to
so
figure out what we could use them around here for.
there has to be, well,
Oh,
so the
certain
way,
criteria.
yes, it changed 2 years ago, and that is when it made this pivot to each volunteer opportunity has to have a team leader, and it has to have a purpose and a goal. And so this one is specific to kids.
Oh, okay.
Because I too was looking at maybe them helping out with some of our events come April, May, June, but they can't. It's just out of their scope of what their project is. So that's okay. We'll take it with the kids because they're nuts right now.
Why do you think there's such a big increase?
Because they haven't been able to volunteer anywhere because of COVID. And now there's a window, they have to be done because if they're, so again, 2 years ago, they switched from only being seniors being on NHS. Like May, they literally handed a torch over. Now it's juniors and seniors, and each year you have to have those volunteer hours. So as a result, there are a ton of kids having to get all of their volunteer hours done in basically 2 months. So we have been the benefactor of this panic, which I'm okay with. It's great, and hopefully it's a, pardon? Well, we'll get to that. But and hopefully it's a pipeline too for some future staff. So we're really happy about that. And like I said, he's working on supplies as well, because we have all these volunteers as well. It's nice. It gives him an opportunity to get into the shed and the supply closet to start preparing for camp and seeing what we need, because registrations have been coming in pretty steadily for that. So we're really happy.
That's great.
Yes. So thank you for the segue. As in my report, is stated in there, we have a temporary cook who has agreed to stay on at least through the end of May, and possibly / probably longer, and certainly until we find somebody on a permanent basis. She has all her certifications. The health inspector came in, was that Friday? Yeah, and came back and said, you need to get her to stay. So yeah, it's been fantastic. She does the shopping, she does everything. She menu planning, you name it. In fact, for April, May, June, she had a huge hand in that, which is good because on Thursday for St. Patrick's Day, we have a special St. Patrick's Day dinner pickup at 2, and we have 90 people. So
Wow.
it'll be happening.
So what happens on Wednesday if she's not here?
This Wednesday she'll be here. But typically typical Wednesdays, she's not here. We played it. So Wednesday's lunch is made on Tuesday. We
And then
played it.
Thursday she makes on Thursday.
She gets here early. She's also, which is lovely because I am an early riser, so I'm at the center by 6:30 or 7. She is as well. So she just cranks it out. It's really awesome.
What report are you talking about?
The senior report, it's in there.
From Jim?
Meals,
Okay, got it.
under meals, it's right on there.
And did you do the purple plunge?
I did not. I was at a 50th birthday party, but Jim did it with the team Freezing for a Reason, I think. The one that had the most
Participants or money?
money, most money. So, you know, there's a little of the the thrill taken out when you come out and you can just prance around because it's 65 degrees
Yeah.
out.
It wasn't,
It was beautiful.
yeah, but it was, yeah, it was better than when I got drowned.
Yes.
Right, I'm saying, like, yeah, when someone tried to drown you, it was very cold that day.
No
Yeah,
injuries this year?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of, so that's good.
I heard they raised the most of all.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really
Overall.
awesome. We'll be back as a
Yeah.
team next year.
Okay.
So speaking of the library, Christy Wagner, who is their senior outreach director, retired.
Oh,
And so they're still looking for a replacement. However, we have snatched her up to be in charge to facilitate our life story writing class once a month. We've revamped it and it will be in our new full April, May, June newsletter. It went to the printer yesterday and we are not using all print. They came back there, I put it again out to bid for this one and they came back a lot more expensive and with a much longer turnaround time. They're having some supply chain issues. So we're going with American Lithographics. So I'm anxious to see the product that comes back and if they hold true to what they put in the contract. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, on positive news as well, I have ever since the holiday light contest, I have been working very closely with this Home Depot's assistant manager, and they are going to donate. We've been talking about a lighting project at the center, getting rid of the fluorescents. They are going to donate all of the fixtures.
Wow,
who
that
is?
is great.
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
And in addition to that,
awesome.
they are going to work on our patio and create living walls so that when we have our events in the evening, it's more enclosed and even perhaps add some lighting to it. TJ stopped by today because I asked him to, because I needed specs on exactly what kind of lumens and such we needed.
For the light fixtures?
Yep, and he helped with that. And I will be circling back with Derek, the ASM over at Home Depot tomorrow. So this will all happen. Oh, so Home Depot then is bringing in volunteers at the end of the month. And this will all get done in like one fell swoop. So it's so awesome. That is done with, yes. So, and he's going to try and coordinate then that with doing the lights because the electrician will have to do lights. Yeah. Yeah. The Home Depot was like, we would love to help you, but we just don't want to put somebody in the capacity of an electrician. That's not an electrician. So that is awesome news for us. I'm hoping that the reason why your numbers on seniors are down is because we're opening up so much more and we've been seeing a lot more, which is great. We had put out a survey to all of our members just in kind of testing the waters with their level of comfort with mask or no mask. So people are definitely warming to the idea, especially I will say like folks with their exercise classes are ready to take them off. So they'll be very happy with that. Other than that, the AISC, which is the Association of Illinois Senior Centers, we are going to be having a conference once again, a very small conference this summer. So myself and Tracy Colagrossi will be heading that up. And ITask has kind of been on.
Local then.
Yeah. Yes, it'll be probably at one of our centers, to be honest. And then AISC, Association of Illinois Senior Centers. Yeah, and ITask has kind of been on a bit of a hiatus, but Jim's trying to.
Everybody's been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Any questions for Susan?
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Yep.
So happy.
Susan came in this morning, it's on the first day.
It's great.
It is exciting.
It saves us a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Thousands. There's 16 fixtures.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
They need our highway department? Mike woke up. Do they need our highway department?
Do they need a hybrid?
Do they
They
need
need to
our
help.
highway
Oh.
department?
No.
Okay.
no,
Wow,
not
they have their own
checking.
staff.
Okay.
Not gonna win. They're
So left out,
coming
Jane.
in with it. They like already asked to see my ladders and.
Oh, your ladders.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's,
Okay.
I know, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
so awesome.
report will be hit and miss. you know.
Okay, no worries, we'll get it. Okay, let's move on. Right?
Yeah.
Alex, do you have a report?
I do not.
Okay.
Other
Don't
than
wanna
glad
leave
to
you
be
out.
here.
We're glad to have you.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, grant applications. In our report, we have all the recommendations from the committee of the whole. And Larry wanted to make an adjustment, or request an adjustment, I should say.
I apologize for not being able to make that particular meeting. I do have an issue with some changes. And I would like to make the recommendation, on my belief, to take the Lake Zurich Special Ed Baseball Group up to 3,000 and reduce the Northern Suburban Legal Aid to 1,000 from 2,500.
Wow.
And that nets a savings of $1,000, 2,000. Why? I think that the baseball thing for disabled kids, when it was originally developed in this area, was a new concept. It really took off. It helps the disabled and their local, their local residents. The bang for the buck is there.
The legal aid also provided that they helped, I think, 32 people from Ela Township.
32, I didn't bring my book. down.
Yeah, it was something like 30. They helped a
They
lot of
helped
people.
over 32 people. I mean, so we discussed. all
Yeah,
that.
we had a long
And I
discussion.
understand that, and I went through some of that paperwork. My only belief is that these legal firms do these things for free as part of being in the legal, trying to phrase this nicely, but they agreed to being part of the local bars and associations in their areas to do so many community free hours as part of their commitment to the communities. And for us to reimburse those free hours that they're donating.
The money's not going to salaries, though.
I don't think that's correct in this case, Larry. The salaries for this organization are all listed. They're all paid by the organization and they're paid pretty low for legal salaries. I mean,
Yep.
it's a nonprofit type structure. It's not like a law firm that's doing pro bono work and they're trying to get a kickback on it.
I recommend you all to go see a baseball game with these kids playing out of wheelchairs.
We spoke about this and we all agree that that's a fantastic program. It's a fantastic program. It's just so is.
We've just never done this before. I'm sorry, I'm behind the 8 ball on this. I just.
Sarah, do you have anything to comment on any of this? I'm more worried about the legal aid clinic and what your opinion on that is.
Well, since the one that we've been using was Prairie Legal, and we haven't been, the clients that I've been sending to them, I haven't really been getting a lot of positive feedback from the clients.
From paralegal? Is that the one you were talking about? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm just getting a lot of, they never really returned my call. I called like 6 times, I sent emails. So I was kind of really looking forward to, using a different legal aid clinic.
I wonder how Prairie did it without ever coming to us for money.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
just
either.
can't speak to that. I mean, I don't have any, increasing, increasing that to, baseball, I'm all for that. I don't have a problem doing that. Decreasing the legal aid, I would prefer not. But I also,
How did this come about? I mean, again, I apologize for this in the meetings. That we're in support of this. It came,
Support from Sarah, because she says she needed another legal company to send people to for their help. And because she's not getting a response from Prairie Legal, and so she thought we should. And there, I know there were some people that, they did help some people from our township, from legal aid, the North Suburban Legal Aid, but I didn't think it was 30 something.
I don't have my notes.
I don't have
My
my
books
notes,
are
but
upstairs. I didn't
we
think
had a
we were gonna
meeting
hash
on this,
this
and
out,
we
so.
reviewed everything.
I reviewed everything, and
I thought it was
also
only
had,
three.
I also had experience working with them with the Lake County Housing
I don't have my
Development,
notes.
and they work with them. I've had experience with them with Karen Women's Connection, and they work with the women in the shelters,
and what do they do for that? What's this legal response?
legal help for the women in the shelters. So I felt strongly about not, again, we didn't give them everything, but I think it's important that it's not going towards salaries, it's not going to pay them. I can't remember, again, we discussed this, and, I mean, this was a long meeting we had, we went back and forth and back and forth.
We did, and we originally only had, I think, 34,000,
Right.
35,000 set aside, and we moved it up to 36 to accommodate. And we reduced some, just to make it this all balance out, and we're still increasing it to 36.
And we went back and forth, we talked in detail, got Sarah's input, just making sure we're being fair. We all agree the baseball, help, and that it's amazing to help these kids. But we went back and unfortunately, I don't have my notes with me, but we went back and forth to try and make it fair and consistent. So
everybody got a little bit.
yeah, everybody got a little bit. That's
But
all.
this is why the social department was developed, was to cut down.
And she
on
was
all these
at this
grants.
meeting, and she helped us at that meeting as well.
Oh, yeah, Sarah's input, we asked, because
It
some of
wasn't
these
just a board
organizations,
decision,
yeah.
We went with Sarah's input, and we discussed with her. It was a long meeting. we had.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving forward,
I just, one last, we've never done this before.
done what?
The reference.
Yeah, when you say you've never done it. before.
Granted money to legal
Oh, to legal, okay.
organizations that do.
Corona work.
I just,
You're correct in that I don't think we've ever given money to one of them before, but I'm trying to look back and see if I can find it. I'm fairly certain that in the past Prairie State has also submitted for grant money. We've just never awarded any. So it's Prairie Legal, yeah. I'm trying to see if it's in here. Maybe it's not. I swear we've had others
Well, they were never
ask in
on.
the past. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Spreadsheet on the legal page, I had more years, and they were not on there, and that went back probably.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
And it was never on there, but again, that could be before
Yeah.
my time too, so. All right, so I'm going to make a motion, or can I have a motion rather? To approve these grant applications with the recommended dollar amounts, subject to budget approval for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2023. I'm going to make a motion that includes all of these except for number 7. A Safe Place at 2,000. Center for Rich Living, 2,000. Center for Independence, 1,000. District 95 Joni's Closet, 2,500. Emmaus House of Hospitality, 16,000. Erie Family Health Center, 1,000. Mikasa, 1,000. North Suburban Legal Aid Clinic, 2,500. PADS Lake County, 2,500. And Zacharias Sexual Abuse Center, 3,000. Can I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second,
Any more discussion? Okay, Lucy, we call the roll.
Trustee Rohan,
Yes.
trustee Sykes,
yes.
trustee DeForest,
Yes.
trustee Bowman, Supervisor Conroy.
Yes. Now can I have a motion to approve grant money in the amount of $2,500 for Lake Zurich Baseball's Challenger Program, subject to final budget approval for fiscal year ending March 31st, 2023.
Motion.
Second. Yeah.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Okay, Lucy, you call the roll.
Trustee Sight,
Yes.
trustee Wilhite,
Yes.
trustee Forte,
Yeah.
trustee Bowman,
Stay.
Supervisor Conroy.
I have to abstain. Based on my relationship to that association. So, all right. Moving on, number 11, annual town meeting notice and agenda. Can I have a motion to approve? Can I have a motion to approve the notice and agenda for the annual town meeting for this Tuesday, April 12th, 2022 at 7 PM.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions?
Yes, the first paragraph, do you need it with the COVID restrictions? Aren't there?
But we still want to make it available for those who don't feel comfortable coming out in public.
Okay.
So we're leaving it in.
And who knows what's going to be going on by then?
And are we still doing it if we only get the link via telephone account? I mean, if it's our annual meeting, I think it should be published.
Okay. We can change that, I suppose.
I don't think we could.
I'm sorry, what was, I didn't hear what,
The annual meeting, I think the link should be published on our website. I don't think. it should
Versus
just be-
calling in to get the information, to get the login information. She wants to make it public on the website. Joel, do you have any comment on that?
Well, by calling it in, we have a log of who's requesting it, and
And who's
otherwise.
calling in, then we have a record of it, which we get.
Or you could ask, to put it, just publish an email address, and you could email it back to them. You know, you have to have them fill out a form.
They cannot participate though unless they are all electors, all legal holders.
We have to check that out when they come
And I
in.
get the list from Lake County, they have to be checked in.
Because then when it comes to the meeting, can vote. If
I
they're
mean,
not registered, they
What
can't
is your
vote.
concern?
I mean, they
It's just
can look at it.
These meetings, most village meetings are, their links are published online. I mean, a lot of village meetings, their Zooms are posted online. Just, you know, I remember when I was running and trying to go to the meetings, I work until 5, so I wasn't able to call to get this link. I just couldn't understand why it wasn't published.
Well, a lot of it is because we need the documentation, and this is the easy way to get them to call us so we can document exactly.
They
Who-
can,
If it's a general meeting, and
they can watch it, but they cannot vote. You know, it can be published, they can, you know,
Yeah.
there's no problem with that.
Just to make it more
Right.
transparent, you know, just, I mean, I think it's way too secret right now.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, you don't have to vote, you can keep them on,
Oh,
mute,
no.
you know.
The electors know how to find us if they have something for us, like to give a few cemeteries or to, you know, vote about the roads or carry on. I mean, I've had them with 100 people in there, you know,
Yeah.
but it was no.
I-
There was no, you know, Zoom, there was just.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
there was no
you
Zoom.
keep it as is, it's just.
the transparency is a two-way
Yeah.
thing too.
Yeah, they can.
so
I understand
if I may,
Sure.
if I may. I would suggest perhaps going forward in general with the meetings as well, rather than just the phone number, even with Zoom, it could be created in such a way that it can be posted online so someone can go there to sign up to attend the meeting, and then they would get, they could still be verified by the meeting host, which is us, to verify who they are, and then send them the information, and then they can get a response to via email to join the meeting that way without having to call. It would be a more accessible way to do it. And it would still ensure a level of security, you know, because I think that is one of the concerns about just posting stuff out there for anyone to hop in any case.
Security was always a part of the concern that Will always had about that. And,
Right.
I guess I'm okay with we open it up for this meeting, but I would want to get a better explanation and maybe discuss it further at the COW meetings before we do it on all meetings.
Yeah, no, understandable.
Sure.
Okay,
Because it's the annual meeting.
okay. Is that
Yeah,
all
but I
right?
think that, I mean, to the point that Lori is making, these days, particularly with people, it's just easier to, you can go online and we can still have a level of security to that, but it would be more accessible for everyone to be able to take advantage of if they wanted to do so. And it wouldn't negate the accessibility, or I'm sorry, the security factor, but requiring people to try and call in before 5 PM, I can understand that does limit it.
I'd like to encourage them to show up,
Yeah.
come to them. Really.
I would love that too.
Require so that, then they can sign up and not have to worry about calling 4 or 5 and whatnot.
Okay.
And see, mostly they're not interested because March 1st is the deadline for them to put anything on the agenda. And nobody has contacted me.
Okay, so we're gonna accept this agenda as written, except for requiring them to call us before 5 o'clock. We're gonna put it out there.
Have a link on our website.
Okay.
If you don't want to, we can wait until the next meeting until we find out more.
No, I have no problem. I just gotta rephrase it, that's all. All right.
Thank you.
Yep, no
And I do
problem.
believe in creating, sorry, a little feedback there, in creating the Zoom link for this, because I know in this particular meeting case, we do have to have their address information to verify that they are a resident of the township if they are going to vote on any matter, even if it were to occur via Zoom like this. So you can set it up such that when someone uses that link, they are required to enter that appropriate information.
Okay,
It can be done when setting up the Zoom.
okay.
I don't want to tell you, but the board is not even required to come to the annual town meeting.
Right.
Right, but we
Right.
come in
Yeah.
support.
31 years.
Okay, so can I have a motion to accept with the
I think
change?
I got it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I got trustee Bowman and trustee Sykes.
Okay. So we're gonna accept it though with the changes, and you guys are still okay with the motion in a second?
Yep.
Okay,
Sure.
so move on, please, with the
Okay.
roll.
All right, trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Sykes,
Yes.
trustee for DK,
Yes.
trustee Wilhite. Yes. Supervisor Conrad.
Yes. Okay, next. The next 3 items is our sports agreements with lacrosse, Lake Zurich baseball, and the Lake Zurich Flames. Lori presented some minor changes, I believe. Most of them being either like a letter missing or the insurance requirements, which we've already been over that
Okay,
before.
this was a-
No, that's okay. A couple minor changes, adding and cheerleading after football, which I don't, they've never even asked about that, but I have no problem with adding it. We have had no fines, no issues with cleanliness. They always come back and wipe out the whole concession stand before we turn the water off in the winter. The $250 deposit, we actually just kept it. We didn't give it back. We just held on to it.
Okay, so it's always.
So it's always there. What else?
The signature page, I just think it should have a signature, the printed name.
Okay.
Related and their telephone number, and then just have like a little checklist so that we have everything on, a list of who their current,
Yep, I already asked for that. I have.
just having it in a checklist is just kind of the time limit, because it's all in what you have.
Mhm.
It's just having it there and then just adding a footer on the page so that if you drop a stack of papers, you know which one it is.
Gotcha. That's all. So then the only thing that we're still working on is the verbiage for the websites. That has not ever been, I don't think that's ever been completed. So, but we
It's not
are,
huge, but there, our logo is on all the websites.
Yes.
In different spots and different pages.
It
so
is.
We could just have a consistent,
well, I think everybody's got their own, pretty much their own web.
They're all different formats and
So,
they have different sponsorships and, it's just, it's nice to have, I mean, in the past, we've never been recognized as
right.
offering all these services to these organizations, and now they're showing to us in their annual meetings, they mention us, and it's just
And they're all really grateful to have
They are very
this
grateful.
property at the price that they pay. They are very grateful. And
And
I-
it's a great, and my other question was just why the difference in prices, just. the
Because
amount
of usage,
Okay.
because of, yeah, mostly usage.
Okay.
And like Flames pay more because they're on the premier field and they have the concession
Right, right,
stand.
right. Okay.
And they use our
Wow.
electricity for the scoreboard versus lacrosse is a new field. And technically, they only really get their lawn cut and fertilized, so to speak. And baseball has a small ball field in the back, and baseball maintains the infield. So that's all we do as township is pretty much put their grass back there. So that's the difference in the price. We did a whole cost analysis
No, I
on,
get it. I
yeah,
just-
no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we did do a whole cost analysis on what goes into these fields and what we spend.
Because
and-
there's a lot of sweat equity in these individuals, like soccer does a lot of their own, really, we don't do anything. Flames does and needs a lot more, but they also do a lot more. Baseball has done a lot more on their own than what we. So it's a,
Did they give you, sorry, did the Flames give you any kind of dates? Because I just know like this year, camp showed up for their stuff and it was all packed away. We were still in camp.
it was what?
We were still in camp and Flames had shown up to start using the pavilion and all of our stuff was,
Oh, yeah, they'll be starting end of July. They
so
always do.
are they getting access? then
But
to-
that's practices.
Right.
They
This
don't have
was-
to start
they-
games.
Definitely, we're in the pavilion because our stuff was missing. I
Oh.
mean, they had put it away somewhere, but it was like, well, we still.
I think their first thing is normally the end of July.
I think
where
we
they
gotta
do
tell
kind of
them.
I think.
a Fundraiser before the thing starts.
Well, they start practicing, they don't use the concession stand in July, so, I didn't think games started for the end of August, but I will have to confirm that. We've not signed the contract, we met. just-
We always ask for a
We can just
schedule.
say, yeah, we can get our stuff, be done with camp and get our stuff out.
Out before they, yeah.
Maybe just add that to the problem.
Mhm.
And if they do any special functions, a fundraiser event, they always ask for permission on that and schedule it, so. they're
Okay.
supposed to.
Okay, so I don't forget. Okay. All right, so moving on, can we have a motion?
I want three.
I know.
different ones. Okay, good.
Motion
Okay.
to approve the lacrosse sports agreement for 2022 with a yearly maintenance fee of $1,000.
Motion,
Let's see, we call the roll.
Trustee Bowman,
yes.
trustee Sides,
Yes,
trustee Fordike,
Yes.
trustee Will, oh, I got you. Supervisor Conway.
Yes. And I have met with every single organization so far this year, just so everyone else. Okay, and can I have a motion to approve the Lake Zurich baseball and softball agreement for 2022 with a yearly maintenance fee of $485?
Second,
Okay, Misty, call the roll.
Okay, trustee Will,
Yes.
you Fordike,
Yes.
trustee Sides,
yes,
trustee Bowman, did I
Yes.
miss you?
yes.
I missed you. Supervisor Conway.
Abstain. Okay, next, a motion to approve the Lake Zurich Flames football and cheerleading agreement for 2022 with a maintenance fee of $2,200.
Motion,
Trustee Bowman,
yes.
trustee Will, trustee Fordike,
Yes.
trustee Sides,
yes,
supervisor Conway.
Yes. Okay. Budget fiscal year ending March 31st, 2023. Can we have a motion to approve a tentative budget for the purpose of conducting business on or after April 1st of 2022, pending final approval and budget and appropriation ordinance at a later date?
second,
Any discussion? We've got a lot of discussion, so. is there-
had a lot of discussions on this.
Meetings.
Any more discussion? Okay.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Sides,
Yes,
supervisor Conway,
Yes.
trustee Fordike,
For DK, yes.
I'm sorry, and trustee Will.
All right, and thanks again to staff and Alex and
Yeah, thanks,
all the
Alex.
board members for being here and helping us get through all that budget. It's a lot of work, but obviously it needs to be done, so thank you. All right, anybody have a reason to go into executive session? No. Okay, hearing none, we have a motion to adjourn. Lucy, we call the roll.
All right, trustee Wilhite.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee U for DK.
Yes.
Trustee Sykes,
Yes.
Vice Conley.
Yes.
I need to make a statement.
Motion adjourned. 8:00,
I got it.
okay, 2, I think it was. 8:02.
Gonna make one statement.